ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 3, third chapter, the concluding verse, text 43. Evam buddhe param buddhva samstabhyat atmanam atmana जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो कामरूपं दुरासदम् एवं बुद्धे परं बुद्ध्वा संस्थाभ्यात्मनात्मनम् आत्मना जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो कामरूपम दुरासदम. Okay, word meaning. Evam, thus. Buddhe, to intelligence. Param, superior. Buddhva, knowing. Samsthabhya, by steadying. Atmanam, the mind. Atmana, by deliberate intelligence. Jahi, conquer. Satrum, the enemy. Mahabaho, O mighty armed one. Kamarupam, in the form of lust. Durasadam, formidable. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Thus knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, mind and intelligence, O mighty armed Arjuna, one should steady the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, Krishna consciousness, and thus by spiritual strength conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. Purport. This third chapter of Bhagavad-Gita is conclusively directive to Krishna consciousness by knowing oneself as the eternal servitor of Supreme Personality of Godhead, without considering impersonal voidness, the ultimate end. The material existence of life, one is certainly influenced by propensities for lust and desire for dominating the resources of material nature, desiring for overloading and for sense gratification is the greatest enemy of the conditioned soul. But by the strength of Krishna consciousness, one can control the material senses, the mind and intelligence. One may not give up work and prescribed duties all of a sudden, but by gradually developing Krishna consciousness, one can be situated in a transcendental position without being influenced by the material senses and mind, by steady intelligence and directed towards one's pure identity. This is the sum total of this chapter. In the immature stage of material existence, philosophical speculations and artificial attempts to control the senses by so-called practice of yogic postures can never help a man towards spiritual life. He must be trained in Krishna consciousness by higher intelligence. Thus, end the Bhakti Vedanta purports to the third chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad-Gita in the matter of Karma Yoga, or the discharge of one's prescribed duties in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruhe Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jana Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sapadantikam. Bandehang Sri Guru Sijutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Nitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakha Nitanscha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurodeshe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. एवं बुद्धे परम बुद्ध्वा संस्थाभ्याम आत्मनाम आत्मना जहि शत्रुम महाबाहो कामरूपम दुरासदम. Thus knowing oneself to be the transcendental to the material senses, mind and intelligence, O mighty armed Arjuna, one should steady the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, Krishna consciousness, and thus by spiritual strength conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. Hey, so, this is the concluding section of the third chapter, Karma Yoga, starting from verse 36, that Arjuna asked question, that O descendant of Vrishni, O Krishna, by what is one impelled to sinful acts and unwillingly, as if engaged by force? What is the reason for committing so many sinful, by acting in sinful way? So to answer, Krishna started his answer from 37 verse up to 43 verse. This is the answer by Krishna. So Krishna is telling that this is the kama yasa krodha yasa rajaguna samadbhava mahasana mahapapma vidhena iha vairinam. It is lust only, O Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material modes of passion and later transformed into wrath, and which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. So Krishna told it is because of lust. Lust is, that is the yahi satru mahavaha. So there was a Krishna telling, this is the satru, this is your eternal enemy. Recognize your enemy, that, and try to conquer your enemy, lust. This is why it is not so easy to overcome the lust. It is the eternal enemy for even for the persons who are very knowledgeable. Jnanina nitya vairina, as Krishna told. This is a kama rupena kaunteya duskurana nalenacha. Even the learned persons, they know everything. Theoretically they know everything. Theoretically they know that is this type of act is not not good for acting in this such a way. He knows, like you see in Bhagavatam, even the many examples, how this lust forced us to act in certain way. Even the greatest learned person, who? Brihaspati, he was a learned person. He is the priest of the demigods. He knows that illicit sex is prohibited. He knows theoretical everything. But he was forcefully act by impregnating whom? His brother's wife. When he is most knowledgeable person. Even Uddhava was his disciple. And we see so many other examples. Lust, no one can conquer lust without Krishna's blessings. Even the example of given by who is the other persons? Even who? So many. There is so many people in Bhagavatam, but even the great personalities, great devotees, individuals also sometimes become victim. Like Narada Muni. One time Narada Muni, he went to Vaikuntha world, then he told to Narayan, actually, who is the best devotee? Can you tell who is number one devotee? Even I saw Shiva was running after Mohini Murti, even Brahma was running after his own daughter. And what to speak about others? It is only I am. Definitely I am. Just Krishna smiled. Told, okay, yes, Narada. Immediately Narada just leaving Vaikuntha world and coming. Then he saw in the material sky there is a new planet. We have already heard all these stories, you know all these stories. So this example is given there, no one is able to conquer lust without the help of Krishna. Narada Muni was given, so this new planet, and he entered the planet, then the king welcomed him. Then he has a daughter, and he was just the king wanted about the marriage of his daughter, then but she was such a divinely qualified and so beautiful. Narada Muni was attracted. He told, what is the problem? You just arrange the marriage ceremony, then the girl can choose his own husband. So her own husband. But in mind he was thinking, I will get this girl. Because this is after studying the horoscope and the different lines on her hand and in her foreheads, Narada could understand this girl is divinely qualified. It looks like goddess of fortune or someone, like same qualities. And it is only the best devotee of the Lord Narayan could marry her. So he told her, yes, I am the best devotee. So in this way, how Krishna's illusory energy been overcome. Even Narada Muni intelligence. Finally we know, Krishna did not give him that particular girl, but Narada Muni went to again Vaikuntha world, and Krishna knows everything. He told him, welcome Narada, what happened? Anything I can do for you? Yes, for a long time I have served you. Many thousands, millions years I am going on serving you. Never ask you any benediction. But today I want something. Please give me blessing. I want the most beautiful feature, a bodily feature. Krishna told, yes, definitely whatever is good for your spiritual life, I will do it. Don't worry. But Narad Muni has no patience to hear all this, what Krishna is telling. He was told, I have got this, things done. Then he come to the marriage ceremony, a particular day, and he saw that everyone sitting there, demigods, even Indra, there is, the others all demigods, that even he saw, there Narayana is also sitting. He also sitting there next to Indra. Then when this girl was just going with the garland in her hand to offer to whom she choiced as her husband. When he come, just passed by, Narad immediately just putting it hand down. But this girl not giving garland, then he became a little angry. Then looking forward, and finally seeing that the girl went to the last and gave the garland to Narayan. So Narad Muni became very angry. I asked this boon. He has already got us a fortune as his consort. Then he became very angry. He just stood up. Then he told, going to the Narayan, then he told, you so selfish. You know everything. You know that it is in my mind to get this girl. You have already your wife, everything. I was just becoming very angry. He told, okay, I am cursing you. I am getting so much pain and I am suffering like anything without getting that girl as my wife. So, Indra told, hey, why you are so angry, becoming angry? Indra just saw a mirror to Narad Muni. See your face. What is the face? It's monkey's face. He asked the most beautiful feature of body and he wants, but Krishna gave him monkey face. Become very angry, Krishna. He told, oh Krishna, you know everything. Why you eat like this? Anyhow, as I am getting so much suffering, pain, not getting this girl, one day you have to lose your own wife. And because you gave me the monkey face, only the monkeys will save, will connect both your eyes. And that's why there is incarnation of Lord Ramchandra. It's mentioned in Padma Puran. So Ramchandra, that's why, but Krishna accepted the curse of Narad Muni. Smiled, still he was smiled. Called Narad Muni, okay, I will give you. He became so angry, and after cursing the Lord, then Narad Muni was closing his eyes. Then he opened his eyes, he saw no one is there, only Lord and himself. Then he could understand everything. All this planet of this king, this girl, everything was created by the illusory energy of the Lord. Lord got the curse. He fulfilled the desire of Narad Muni, but still, though he was externally suffering like in Rama Avatar, but still he did not allow his pure devotee to fall down, to become a victim and lost. That's why Krishna is telling that Jahi Satru Mahabaho, this is the, try to conquer this your eternal enemy, that is lust. So, it is only because due to this lust, then one misguided, dhyayata visayanpungsa sangastesu vajayata. Because of lusty desires comes, he thinks the sense gratification. That's why he planned how to associate with this particular object, some subject. Sangaste sangat sanjayate kama, then lusty desires come. Kamat krodho vijayate, because it is, if you will not achieve something you have planned, then you become angry. But even if you get this, What if you plan, you already get this particular thing, then still you will become angry. Why? ध्यायते विसंगस्ते सुसंगा संजायते काम कामात् क्रोधो अभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोह. It is gradual process. It will go on automatically. Sammohat श्रुति विभ्रम श्रुति भंसात् बुद्धिनाश बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. It is very easy to understand that one become angry when he is desiring something, he will not get that desirable thing, then he become angry. But even he got the desired what he had desired, then why he become angry? Just like young girl and young boy, they meet each, they plan to get married and anyhow, but they get this desire, they got married, and then even not able to get, there is some villain, they will take the girl someone else, then they will be angry. The anger come to the so-called hero or this. But even if they got married each other, then why the anger will come? Why the anger will come? Even in we see the married world, after they got married, then still the anger come. After sometimes they become angry each other. Yes. Yes. Generally, just like people say, when they get married, they can wrote the love letters, your face is just like full moon and like this. Then after Chandramukhi, then after they feel this is Suryamukhi, it looks like sun. Then gradually come to the Jwalamukhi. So why it happened? Even if they, this is nature of this material world. We will try for happiness, for enjoyment, but you will get distressed. This is the nature of this material world. Even if you get these things, that's why Prabhupada used to say, this is Dilli ki laddu. Laddu, you understand? This Dilli ki laddu, I never understood why Prabhupada used this word. If you eat Dilli ki laddu, then still you will suffer. And if you are not able to eat the Dilli laddu, then you will suffer. This is the nature of the material world. Money and women. Someone thinking I will get crores of rupees and beautiful girl as my wife, then he will become very enjoyable. He will enjoy his life. Those are married, those have these two things, they are also suffering. They are also thinking, oh, why I have got this, all this. And those don't have, those are bachelor. They are thinking, if you will get these things, I will happy. So the nature in this material world, it is made like this. Everyone will suffering for these two things, for these lust desires. Whether you get it or without getting, you will not get it, still you will suffer. So that's why Krishna is explaining why we are suffering, because of this great enemy, the lust. But he's telling, but still there is some way how to conquer. That's why Yahi Satru Mahabahu, oh Mahabahu, oh Arjuna, please conquer this your enemy. Who? Lust. That's why in previous verse, then Lord gave the way how to conquer. He told the working senses are superior to the dual matter. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is higher than the mind. And the soul even higher than the intelligence. And who is the above soul? Super soul. So if someone connect the soul with super soul, then he can the other things, they can be gradually controlled. If he will directly get direction from super soul, to whom Krishna gave direction, to pure devotees. Others, they don't listen. Even Krishna speaks, they don't listen. Because the conditioned stage, his aim is to enjoy the senses, to exploit the material nature. So that is not here. So That's why the Krishna is telling you have to jo buddhe parastastu saha. Higher than the intelligence is soul, and above the soul even we can know the super soul. If a soul surrendered to super soul, then all problems solved. Because the eternal position of a living entity is Jivera Swarupa Hai Krishnara Nityadas. We are eternal servant of Krishna. Prabhupada used to say in the very simple way, our duty is to serve God, G-O-D, God. If you will not serve a God, if you will not serve God, Krishna, then you have to serve just the opposite, dog. G-O-D, God, if you make it in opposite way, it will become dog. Specifically in America, they are serving what? Sometimes in Western world, European countries. In India also it is coming. Every nowadays, someone is very civilized man, they think we must serve a dog. We must keep a dog in house. And I saw in a practical in except last year or 1 year before. I was in Atlanta in USA. I was staying in someone's house. And in the morning, next day, he told, let's go. I like to chant my rounds in front of Tulsi Maharani. He has also a dirty room and Tulsi Maharani there. I was chanting the way. He told, no. Even all big sannyasis, gurus, they also stay in my house. Everyone goes for walking to this, to the park. Very nice park. He was just after. We have to go. Please, half an hour after. Just like this, I just. But still 6:30 he come and go. So we went to park. Then he has a BMW car and many other also they come. And every car has one dog just jumping. From every car jumping, one car. One dog coming. And I saw everyone has a one plastic bag in his hand there also. What if I is carrying this bag? He told, oh, Maharaj, you will see after some time, few minutes. So many cars and every car's dog and everyone walking with her. Wherever the dog is pulling, is just following the dog. And not following, follow to God, but now following dog. And after some time I saw one dog passed stool. Then the man having this bag, then he immediately took this dog stool and put it in the bag, just carrying in hand. This is the serving a dog. So this is how this modern civilization, everyone is suffering. So that's why, but they are still thinking we are enjoying. They are serving a dog, but still they. So that's why that is. So Krishna is telling, but you must utilize your intelligence. Ebang buddha param, thus knowing oneself to be the transcendental. You must by using his own intelligence, that is Krishna consciousness. That is Krishna conscious intelligence. Then the material senses, mind and intelligence. O mighty Arjuna, one should steady the mind, deliver the spiritual intelligence, Krishna consciousness. Thus by spiritual strength, conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. So if one could analyze everything, but still he has not developed spiritual intelligence, how can we get this spiritual intelligence? By simply book knowledge cannot also cannot solve the problem. One has to serve a Vaishnava. You must have. Tara mantra bole maya pisachi palay. Bhramite jadi sadhu vaidya pa. Even in 84 lakh species, if a living entity is just moving and moving, somehow or other he gets this human body, and we are associate a sadhu like Srila Prabhupada in ISKCON jail. People somehow or other getting his books or somehow or other get associates connected. Bhramite jadi sadhu vaidya pa. This is the doctor, a sadhu doctor. You will get such a doctor, spiritual doctor. Tara mantra bole maya pisachi palay. then this witch Pisachi, this will go away by if you will get mantra from the sadhu. What is the mantra in ISKCON? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Whoever may be a spiritual master, he cannot give a new mantra. This is the mantra is given. So this is mantra, but by this chanting this mantra constantly, then you can overcome you can overcome the greatest enemy, that is lust. And lusty desires will gradually diminished. Maybe in Prarambhik, in the beginning stage, we are chanting with holy names, with offenses, but we should not discourage. It will gradually improve to Avhas and pure stage. Will come to the gradually improve the stages. So that's why here Prabhupada is writing that but knowing oneself as eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then one must dedicate his life for the service of Krishna. One is certainly influenced by propensities for lust, desire. What is lust means? Desire for enjoyment, the enjoying mentality. Lust is not just this connection between man and woman, but anything we want for our sense gratification. Enjoying mentality. This enjoying mentality is known as lust. We have enjoying mentality. One wants to give up this enjoying mentality to serving mentality. Krishna is just like this summer, too much hot. So if someone is in a AC room, then he will be cool. He will be free from this heat. So though is the owner of the great owner of the house and he has facilities, and he has the AC room, then he is sitting inside AC room, then he is getting cool. And if a servant engaged directly in his service in that particular room, and he is also getting facility, he is also free from this suffering from this heat. But somehow that he want to be independent, then he want to go out, then he cannot get the facility from the AC. Similarly, the jivas, if they want to just leave the Golok Vrindavan, the spiritual world, then come to the material world, don't want to serve Krishna, then you have this material nature. Nikatastha maya tare jhapudiya dhare. Krishna te bhuliya jeev bhagavancha kare nikatastha maya tare jhapudiya dhare. Then he has to suffer under this threefold material, threefold miseries. By the nature, by the material nature, by this also come under the influence of this modes of nature. So there is a question is coming, why the jiva, how the jiva is coming down, why is coming? So why is coming down? That is very great challenge. But still, Shastra just telling that Krishna te bhuliya jeev bhagavancha kare. Because Krishna gave little independence to the living entity. So misusing the intelligence, he want to be separated from Krishna. Little independence, otherwise how this father and son, there is still some independence, that is love, the sign of love. There is some independence. So by misusing independence, then we are suffering. But our number is very less. As last class we told, the liberated souls are in greater number. Somehow other way are lost because of own mistake. This independent, the enjoying mentality, we came to this material world and trying to enjoy here, but actually we are suffering. But if in material world he want to enjoy, exploit the material nature, in second chapter when the Krishna is telling that one can become give up a lower test when he get a higher test. Rasavarja rasapyasya param drishtva nivartate. One can give up the lower taste by getting a higher taste. So how can, in the material world, actually the so-called happiness, so this is actually like, in Odisha, in our the peoples, those are very poor, they cannot buy a rasagula, they cannot get a rasagula for eating. So their parents what to do? They saw this, the factory owner or this, the rich person, the owner of the getting the rasagulas, made from cheese. But the poor man's son, the father will make gulgula. What is gulgula? It's made from potato. By boiling potato, then they squeeze the potato and little chena or cheese just in an outer portion. It looks outwardly just like a rasagula. Then they gave the boy the real rasagula is about 20 rupees, one piece, small piece, and this rasagula is 2 rupees. So he told, okay, you can eat. Then the boy get eating the, because he did not get the real taste of the rasagula. What is the taste? But somehow or other, when got one day the real rasagula, when this the factory owner's birthday, so he gave a big feast. He invited everyone. That day he went there and eat the real rasagula. Oh, what is this? This is rasagula. Oh, it's so tasty. Then next day father gave this gulgula, told this is rasagula. Told throw it. No, I know what is rasagula. So similarly, conditioned soul being long separation from Krishna, he had forgotten the spiritual world, his own identity, everything. Now he is simply getting this little sense gratification thinking I am enjoying. Somehow that he will connect again with Krishna by sadhu's mercy, by Guru Krishna. Guru Krishna prasadi paye bhakti lata beej. Then he can get the real taste that is in spiritual world. Then he can give up everything. Just return back to Godhead. So this is the sum total of this chapter. In the material existence, philosophical speculations and artificial attempts to control the senses by the so-called practice of yogic posture can never help man toward the spiritual life. He must be trained in Krishna consciousness by higher intelligence. Then Prabhupada gave the conclusion that even in all the other, we are getting the that to control our senses. Generally, we get when you know that this is the reason why, because we are not able to control our senses. Mind is this. Mona eva manushyanam karana bandhamakya. Everyone trying to control the mind and senses, but this yoga process, the modern yoga process, there are so many things. Vishwamitra, even so many speculation, mental speculation, philosopher, they try. It is not possible. It is only by accepting Krishna consciousness. One can conquer the eternal enemy, that is lust. Then he can dedicate his life for the service of Krishna. In this way, all his problems will be solved. Hare Krishna. So there their time, 7 minutes, yes.
Maharaj, we see the lust which you are speaking about, Narad Muni and all the great sages also. So here we are seeing brahmacharis and this one. So how these brahmacharis can control the senses? How the brahmacharis can control the senses?
So Narad Muni was brahmachari.
Yes.
But how he controls the senses? By simply performing devotional service unto Krishna.
But he was agitated for the. But he was agitated for the.
But once he agitated, but finish. Once he understand the mistake, then he never commit again.
So similarly, brahmachari, if he understands.
Yeah, sometimes no one is Goswami. By everyone by the gradual experience, he become a Goswami. Okay. Not our, yes.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for a wonderful class again. You join a temple, you know there's a husband and wife running the temple, there's no sannyasi around. Can you take a saffron and serve the couple that's the temple president and wife?
No.
No.
Not recommended. Why you will serve? You'll serve if sometimes some the example is given, a spiritual master is a grahastha. Yes. Your spiritual master is a grahastha, then you can serve the spiritual, not to the temple president. Why you do temple president? Not no Vaishnava wants to take service, except spiritual master, someone who wants to serve the voluntarily to spiritual master. So why you will serve the temple president? You can do some service in a temple. It means for Krishna service. You can in some festivals, you some feast is going on, you have to serve the prasadam. That is okay. But some why unnecessarily why you go to serve?
Well, normally, so saffron you can serve. Is it officially, if you're brahmachari, do you have to serve a sannyasi?
Yes.
Only?
No. You can serve anyone. Okay. Brahmachari is grahastha. Ashramas are given a grahastha ashram is superior to brahmachari ashram. That's going after. Because in grahastha ashram he is maintaining the whole society. Grahasthas are very glorious. If he is really grahastha, the brahmachari who is maintaining the brahmachari is the grahastha. So grahastha life is not. There are so many, but among 12 mahajans, there are many grahasthas, there are some renounced. Narada Swayambhu, Brahma is a grahastha, Sambhu is a grahastha. There are so many. Swayambhu, Narada, Sambhu, Kumara, Kapila, Manu is a grahastha. Prahlada is becoming grahastha after. Janaka is grahastha. Prahlada, Janaka, Bhisma is a renounced person. Bhisma, Bali Vayasaki, Bali Maharaj is grahastha. Like this. There are some grahastha, some renounced person.
So we can as a brahmachari, serve a grihastha and remain brahman and saffron. Yes?
What? Yes, this general service, prasad service, all this general service. Not in bodily service. Okay. I don't know.
The point which is asking that we shouldn't serve the cluster, just like president, he is appointed by the authority.
What type of service? You can give me an example. What type of service?
Yes, I am giving authority has appointed president and he needs a secretary. And secretary is well qualified brahmachari. And he gives the secretary as a brahmachari.
Yes.
Nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong. This is no wrong. Nothing wrong. As secretary work or something, you can do that. Yes.
Thank you very much. One of things like Prabhupada is writing in this book about electricity related to lust. He says, like, one is certainly influenced by the propensities for the lust and desire for dominating the resources of material nature. Then again, writes him, desires for overloading and for desire for sense gratification is the greatest enemy of the condition.
Yes. One is this propensity to lot of the material nature. That is lust.
That is
lust.
So that is like...
This is enjoying mentality. So that's it.
Attraction between man and woman is separate lust.
No, this is lust is not just the attraction between men and lust. I told them lust, that is called lust. The mentality of enjoyment. Everything is lust. You know, just not this. This is lust. No, this is just a crude example. But all other things, that is sense gratification. Anything not for the service of Krishna, that is lust. Yes. Okay.
Is it, we see, well, in my own life, some things happen in my spiritual project that I was trying to please Krishna with, like I don't know, it got messed up because of certain people, and I get upset because I want to please God, Krishna, So is that kind of anger okay? I mean, I desire to serve Krishna, and these living entities were troubling me with it, and I know Krishna likes book distribution, it's really messed book distribution up, and I get upset, and I use that upsetness to try to make it better. Is that okay? Or
So okay.
is there a better way?
Anyhow, if you act anything in order of that is not contradicting the orders of your spiritual master, then this is okay. But if your act is contradicting your instruction of spiritual master, this is not okay. The different situation and spiritual master gave different instructions to different disciples. Bhakti-yoga Saraswati Thakur gave one of his disciples, though he was such a Goshthanandi Vaishnava, preaching, and he told, sell marble print books. But same Bhakti-yoga Saraswati Thakur, one of his disciples was in Champahati, he gave him an instruction. You just worship this Gaur Gadadhar for lifetime. He becomes 72 years Pujari. And in this way he is serving his Guru. Guru is satisfied. So he told, Bhakti-yoga Saraswati Thakur told Prabhupada to go and preach. So he is doing his service. So our success depends according to the satisfaction of our spiritual master. Jasya prasadat bhagavad prasad. So in different situations, different disciples have different instructions from their spiritual master. They have to follow the instruction. In this way he can make his life successful. Okay?
Maharaj, what is this question is like, if he is becoming, this question is like if he is becoming angry on the devotees, like I said, people who are involved in this.
Not being angry with the devotee.
Not
being angry with
No, that's okay.
angry at the situation. Never being angry.
Okay. Hare Krishna. He got the answer. Okay? Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.